But it could have been a whale. It didn't matter. It was just he was so excited, and did a bunch of fishing. After a couple hours, he just wanted to eat chips and go home. So we did have an
He was good to
instance.
go.
We did have an instance where he had to go to the bathroom, and me, I took the toilet that I have on the boat off the boat before we got out there. So he's wanting to go to the bathroom. His dad just go in the lake, go in the river. He had nothing. He didn't anybody want to see nothing of him. And so we had a little ordeal, and he's 6, right? So
Yeah.
But it was a blast. The kid had a blast, dad had a blast, and that was fun. It was just doing that video is the most fun video to do, just because it's not a bunch of old farts. It's a kid out there, and that memory is gonna last a lifetime. And we have a ton of videos like that of kids we've taken, whether Anthony kids or other people's kids. But it's just a good time. We got Cole. If you guys go back and look at some of my striper tournaments with Cole or Clutch, he must go by Clutch. We had him on the boat and said, "Hey man, if you bite the head off that fish, it's good luck." He did it. We're like, we're just joking, but he's a trooper. The other thing that happened is, you guys know I got a pond in my backyard, and I have a pond cam, right? I had to stream it's live a pond cam. So I'm on the boat with this kid and his dad, and I pull up we're sitting there waiting for a bite, right? And so I pull up the camera, and I'm looking, and there's a big old bass that I have in there. It was right in front of the camera. And so I pull it up on my phone. I'm like, Anthony, look, you can see right under the boat. And he knows, right? He started laughing a little bit. And the dad, Nate, he's like, really? You can see the fish under the boat? And I'm like, yeah, look, you can see him right here. He's like, that's under the boat? I'm like, yeah, man, technology is gone. I go, screw your guys' live scope. I got Stony Stone Cam right here. You can see the fish. I'm laughing. Anthony's laughing. I'm like, no, man, that's just a pond in my backyard. It's all good. He's like, oh, man, I thought that you guys were like awesome. I'm like, well, we're still awesome. We just aren't that awesome. But yeah, that was kind of cool. So that was kind of our fishing that we did this last weekend. So I know I didn't get a lot of footage out there this last week. I think I got one piece of footage that I sent you for driving with Stony Stone. And I know you've got some stories you got to tell that happened this last week. So what do you got? What's happened this week?
Oh, let's see here. I saw a bumper barely holding on by some duct tape.
Barely holding on by duct tape.
Yeah. Saw another wobbly truck. We're getting into windy season. That's always fun with the big rigs.
Was that chain last week, or was that the week before?
Last week.
Last week?
Yeah. Oh, man, I saw this one car. It had this wrap, and it was this old, anime style Popeye the Sailor Man, along the side of the car. It was fucking awesome. I'm going to post that eventually on Driving with Stony Stone. There's going to be a lot of playing red light, green light. See who makes it, who doesn't make it. See if Facebook will let us do some polls this time.
I saw that when you finally posted to the semi I got running red light. That was crazy.
Yeah. He wasn't stopping for nothing.
No.
Speaking of driving with Stony Stone, we started having our friends donate their music to be our radio while we're driving.
There you go.
Do you want to introduce our first music sponsor?
Oh, I gotta remember that name. Say it one more, or spell it again.
JOAO.
Jowa.
I think it's Joa. Joa Brandy.
Joja. What do you think, Joa? What is the studio audience?
I think that's what it said, Joa. But you're doing fantastic music. Love having you on our radio and our videos. Go check them out. It's JOAOBRANDI.com. He has Instagram, YouTube, all the fun stuff. Next, I think we might be having Rootman Group and or maybe some Valley Roots
Yeah.
and some South Rail. It's a nice folk Americana music.
Yeah, the only one I know is Rootman, which we shot video for, did a music video for. That came out
Yeah,
amazing. So go check that out on YouTube. Look for the Rootman Group. You'll see a video we did for them.
yeah. What else? Yeah, actually, this week was actually kind of tame in terms of live what's going on the roads.
All right. Photography. Tell me, anything going on? I got out and shot some houses this week, and didn't have too many terrible houses. I actually had some nice houses, and was able to connect with some agents I haven't seen in a while, which was kind of cool. And yeah, so what about your week? I know we've had some instances of people not having stuff ready like normal. Yeah.
Yeah, not having things ready or like just the house not being ready. I actually had a pretty good couple weeks of just being able to really get through the houses on a pretty good tick.
Yeah. Yeah, and rainy season is coming up, and if you're Sony photography client, fan, or anything, we will shoot in the rain as long as it's not it's not downpour torrential, but we got a little bit of sprinkles, and our California weather isn't the garbage can blows over and everybody's freaking out that tornado season's coming. As
Oh my God, rains! Water's falling from the sky, Stoney. Don't remember this 6 months ago.
So we will shoot in that terrible California rain. Do not cancel.
The terrible rain.
It's
like our worst rain is like medium at best. I do love it.
So the thing is that people are like, oh, I want a gorgeous, beautiful, sunny day to do my photos. And I'm like, no, you don't. You want a dark, gray day.
You want a nice cloudy day
Yes.
with that like texture up in the skies. Like it's all digital all the time.
Right. So we can make your what's that song? Your gray sky's blue, or some old old song. I don't know who sang that song, but we can definitely make your gray skies blue with a little bit of Photoshop here and there. We love days like that. I love shooting garbage houses. I love shooting those fixer-uppers because they always look amazing. I could totally shoot that thing with my cell phone and one eye closed and on one foot and still make it look better than it actually is.
I really love doing that. That is a fun part about the job is like, oh, this house is going to look way too good for these photos. It's almost like false advertising to put it on MLS, to be fair.
Hey, it's our job to get them there, make it look. It's like putting lipstick on a pig, or it's like those girls on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok that put all those filters on. Well, we do the same thing. We just do it to houses.
Yeah.
And then you show up and you're like, you don't look that thin, or it didn't look that tight before. It looked a lot more spacious.
Yeah.
Or whatever you want to. It just never is what it is, and that's just,
always bad news bears.
So it's like we got them there. The realtor, do your job, sell that house, and I love how people always ask me, what do you think my house is worth?"
Don't know, don't care. Too much.
And I always like to say it's above my pay grade. I don't get paid to give you that. But what I can tell you, and this is always the hook, right? What I can tell you is you have a great real estate agent that knows the market. The market will always tell you what your house is worth. And they think, wow, you're so smart. I'm like, yeah, I just made that shit up. This agent's a total douche. You don't know what you're doing. They've only done one listing in 2 years.
So deep, Sony, so deep.
They've only done one listing in 2 years. I don't know how they even found me. I would never do that.
We had the scam listing.
Oh, that's right.
That was fun.
So I'll let Eric tell you about the scam listing, and I'll tell you what I need to tell agents about the scam listing.
Man, I had a fun week for sure this week. So I had 2 shoots with a realtor, and I go to like one house, and it's like just like we said, it was like, okay, these photos are going to make it look way too good. But then she's like, there's this plot of land in this really nice neighborhood, like multi-million-dollar like custom homes, like every house on the block. And it's like, I got this listing from Google and I don't quite trust it, but can you go get some drone shots for me of like the area and like, oh, it's ready to like build or whatnot. And I get there and there's a house there.
There's a house there. So Google's showing it's vacant.
Google shows it as a vacant lot.
But Google knows everything.
Yeah, you would think Google knows everything, but yeah, no, it's I have to text her. I'm like, there's a house on that plot, and she's like, really? I'm like, yeah, like, because it's nice because the neighbor's house had a very distinct pool, and so it's like, oh, satellite from Google matches drone footage. We know exactly where this plot of land is, and there's a house there.
So the interesting part was you shot it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We didn't know it was a listing like that. We shot it, so I deliver everything like I normally do, and I get a call from the agent. Why am I having to pay for these photos when it was a scam listing? And I'm thinking, you got scammed. Why should I have to get scammed? I mean, I try to do my due diligence before I take on a client, and I do. But for you to actually send a photographer when you're not 100% sure, you haven't vetted the property, you haven't checked it out, you don't know what it looks like. I mean, you obviously didn't know what it looked like, so why send your photographer? Even if it was a house, at least make sure it's ready to go and be shot. You're just like, you guys send us out on these blind assignments when you haven't even seen it, and then you don't want to pay for something that you got, but we don't know. But it is a good client, and I'm not going to mention their name. I mean, if this is about you, you know it's true. If it resonates with you, it could be about you. I mean, if you've done this, it could be you. But don't send us out on stuff that you haven't vetted out. One, it costs me money. It costs you money. Now, this is a good client. She does a lot of listings with this.
I mean, sometimes it just happens, too.
Right. And so
sometimes you just get had, and we've all been there.
Yeah. And so I didn't make her pay. Which I'm like, Eric, you expect to get paid? No. I paid Eric. I mean, that's what you do as a business owner. I pay my photographer. I'll catch it up later. So when she wants to know why did I get charged an extra $100 on this? I'm like, that's just I'm sorry for the last one you screwed up on. No. No, anyway, so we try to take care of our clients.
Follow up on that story is I was cutting across Oak Grove Boulevard to get from I-5 to 99, and on my way across, I saw a car that was like, here's the sidewalk, like, you're supposed to, like, the car came up here, crossed the side, or the divide, and was just stopped right in front of the sidewalk, or the crossing lane. And it's like, if you're already over here, you have to go. Why are you still here? Doesn't make any sense.
There's a lot.
I'm like, oh, at least I got that for driving with Stony Stone.
I've been out driving a little bit in the last few days because I've had to actually go to work, and I don't know what it is. I'm not seeing a lot of craziness, and I'm probably not going to the same neighborhood as you do. But yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's a burning question out there that lots of people want to know about. And
we'll get to that right after this commercial break.
I will show you how to get the best shine of your life with Champions Cleaning Solutions. Imagine sparkling windows and spotless surfaces that make your home shine. That's the magic of Champions Cleaning Solutions. Our team of pros specializes in window washing and pressure washing, bringing a fresh, clean look to your space. Servicing Yuba, Sutter, Colusa, and Sacramento counties, we've got your cleaning needs covered. Picture this. You come home after a long day, and your windows glisten in the evening sun. No more grime, no more streaks, just pure clarity. With Champions Cleaning Solutions, you don't just get clean, you get transformed. Our expert team uses top-notch equipment, ensuring every inch is spotless and sparkling. Ready to see the difference? Contact us today to book your service and experience the joy of a cleaner, brighter home. Champions Cleaning Solutions, where your satisfaction is our victory.
Okay, so do you want to hear why I was in the back of a cop car?
I do want to hear this story. I thought it was intriguing when I'm talking to you. We talk pretty much every day, a few times a day, and then all of a sudden, yeah, I was in handcuffs in the back of a police car. I'm like, what? So I thought something kinky right off the bat when you said you're in handcuffs. I mean, I immediately thought, what'd you get into now? I'm thinking,
No,
I don't know.
real cop cars, not fake cop cars.
So
So, all right. So, shameless plug, first shameless plug of the night. Look Behind film on Indiegogo. Go donate. Help us finish the movie. So, Eric, our director and the star of the movie, we have one shot left. All it is him like about to go old John Wick, get out of the car and go old John Wick on a house. That's all we need to shoot. Not we don't even have an audio person. We're going to just like layer in audio somewhere else later. Like super simple, wada bing, wada boom. Takes us like 5 minutes. We have a little light up and should be fine. Next thing I know is a shirtless guy comes running out with his like, get the fuck out of here, get the fuck out of here. Bye. Bye, bye, bye. First rule of guerrilla filming, get the fuck out of there. And second, any kind of like obstacle comes your way, like just cut loose because, guerrilla filmmaking. So he's like, okay. And he's like circling around my car, looking inside the car. And like I said, we're not using real guns. We have a small stash of fake guns because the scene requires like he's about to go John Wick on this house. But it's very, they're literally toy guns. They don't have barrels.
they don't have barrels.
Yeah.
No red tips on them.
We're not doing Alec Baldwin here. Like, no. But he comes out like, oh, in my car window, like, da-da-da, like, try to get out of here. I'm like, go. And we're right around the corner from Eric's house anyways. But then, so I drop off Eric, and I'm like, oh, keynote.
You're not talking in third person, are you?
No.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Like, you dropped off Eric? Aren't you Eric?
Eric McCall
Okay.
is the director, producer of Look Behind.
All right.
So it's right around the corner from his house. So I drop him off. I'm like, hey, grab every fucking toy gun out of the car. I want to make sure none of them are here. Let's double check, clear it out, and then I head home. Just a little back roads, but like it's pretty much just a straight shot down the way to my house. Thinking like I'm good, I'm safe, everything's fine. So I come up to turn left on my street, and there's one cop facing into my street, one cop facing out of my street, and a guy on his bike pulled over, or just a guy standing by his bike. There's no lights on really or whatnot. I don't know what's going on, but the cops are like also kind of moving around. And this is like 10 minutes away, right? Get there, or as I pass them, like one car is in front of me I follow one car in. As soon as we pass, there's full lights from like 5 different cop cars. Like 3 more just magically fucking appeared.
Oh, shit.
And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, I pull over and it's like, okay, roll down all your windows, turn off your car, put your hands out the window, open the car door from the outside. Now slowly step outside. Officer, I'm a good Christian boy, and
I don't know about that.
I always wear my seatbelt because I've had cops or like I've had many seatbelt tickets.
Yeah.
Like when they first started the law, I had a couple when I was a teenager, and then like I've taken off my seatbelt as a cop was like coming up to give me a ticket,
And they're like,
and
"Oh,
he
you give me
could,
another ticket?"
yeah, oh, you don't have your seatbelt on. Here's another ticket. I'm like, I just fucking took it off, so I always leave it on. So I'm like, I can't get out, sir. I still have my seatbelt on. So then they're like, okay, so take your slowly with one hand, unbuckle your seatbelt. Okay, take it off. Slowly get out of the car. Like, look away from us. Okay.
Oh my God.
So I'm just sitting there like this, and it's like, interlock your fingers behind your back up, and then, they put me in cuffs, threw me in the back of the cop car, and it's like, where's the passenger at?
Oh, you're like,
There's
"What
no
bad?"
passenger in this car. Are there any guns in the car? No, sir.
Here, I'll just these.
And he was like, okay. I was like, yeah, okay. There's no gun. I know for a fact, no guns in this car. And so they go all searching through it and whatnot. Or they're confirming that there's no one in it because all the windows are down. But like, all they see is a bunch of camera gear and camera bags in the back seat that are still out. Because again, I'm just like, throw this shit in the back seat. I'll bag it up later, right? And they're like, okay, so come back to the car finally. Like, oh, can we search? And I was like, yeah, whatever. Like, I already know you guys you're going to do it anyways. Like, you're not going to search deeper than what you already did.
Well, they could.
And so, like, the guy was like, so do you know why? Or, no, what did he ask?
Do you know why I pulled you over?
No, it wasn't that. It was something else. He was like, I think he was kind of a rookie because I think he had someone else like kind of
Whispering in his
watching
ear.
over him. Yeah, it's like, are you doing it right? Do it right. You better do it right. How many times can you say meow in the arrest? And he was like, so were you coming from this like other neighborhood? He's like, do you know why, like, what's going, like, and I'm just like, and we're talking, like, full, like, guns out, guns blazing, like, there's
You're
at
looking down
least,
a
like,
barrel.
6 cops there
Yeah.
that I see. And,
Not counting the SWAT that's sitting in the bushes.
yeah, or the ones still in the cars who haven't gotten out yet. This is just front line. 2 brown people waving guns around, reported by white people.
One had long hair.
But then he's like, I was like, yeah, so he gets closer for this. So yes, officer, we were shooting a film. They were shooting a film. They were shooting a film, Pot. They were shooting a film. They're like, what was the film about? I was like, oh, you guys will like this. It was about a cop
Oh no.
who's about to go seek revenge for the people who he thinks killed his family. Who really just kidnapped their family, but this is the scene right before that happened. So, and I was like, yeah, and the guy came out with his phone blazing. He's like, the guy actually came outside. I'm like, yeah, thinking that we are waving around guns.
And he goes
The
with
guy
his cell
comes
phone.
with just his cell phone. Cop's like, what? All right, get out. Handcuffs me. Have a good day. Da 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 da. But yeah, man, the response time. I mean, that was like they didn't even
quick.
check out. They didn't even check out the guy's claim. They literally just went straight to my house. And
Were you in a white neighborhood?
No, I was in the ghetto.
So you were in the ghetto. They thought it was
I was
two
in
brown guys.
North Highlands.
That's
Call-
pretty much the ghetto.
Mm-hmm. I was like, that's
Now
what-
I don't go in that neighborhood. So is that ghetto like a brown ghetto, black ghetto, white ghetto? What kind
White
of ghetto?
ghetto.
It's a white ghetto. So we got 2 Mexican guys in the white ghetto. Of course they're gonna go looking for you.
Yeah.
And I wasn't one of the Mexican guys. So we're
Yeah,
all good.
yeah.
For once. What do you
But,
mean for once?
So yeah, that was fun.
So
It
when
made
you
me
called
feel very the end of Monty Python and the Holy Grail, where everyone gets arrested because they ran out of money.
So when you called me up and said you were in handcuffs, I didn't think anything like that. I was thinking, all right, I think you said you had date night the night before or something, and then you said you're in handcuffs. I'm like, what are you about ready to tell me, Eric? I really don't know where this is going.
Tony, I never. Jeepers.
And I never put you in a situation like that, though. I mean, there's been close. There's been times where I know you've done some Mexican judo to get into a house.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping
I know
don't
I've
get
been
that
doing a
call.
lot of B&E. Well, just E.
Just E.
Because it's
Yeah,
not
you didn't.
breaking in.
there's
Not breaking anything.
And you're not burglarizing anything. You're just
No.
entering. So there's no burglary. There's just entry.
I'm just fixing realtor incompetency.
Well, that should be a
Because
crime
it's
in
usually
itself.
because they didn't place a lockbox code there, or they didn't know the right code for it,
Or they
someone
forgot the
did it
key.
somewhere else. There is no key. You know, maybe there is no key, but then you know, I don't want to come back. I want to save them money. I want to save myself time and energy. I'm already here. Let's get it done. I practiced when I was a little kid. It's fine. You know, all of us latchkey kids, we just,
We knew how
someone
to get
forgot
it.
a key? Fuck, well, we better fucking figure it out. Oh, through the little, like, windows in the bathrooms? For sure.
So what's funny is you say that little window in the bathroom. So when we grew up, we were latchkey kids.
Mhm.
And it wasn't that we didn't have the kid or the key. It was like, oh shit, I lost the key, or
Yeah.
I left the key this morning. I didn't bring it with me. I left it.
Yeah, right.
And it's like
that's when you'll get your ass. It's like, oh, it's inside the house.
right. So I didn't want to deal with the wrath of my dad and my mom about why I couldn't get in. There was no cell phones, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you had to make a phone call to call your parents that you can't get in, and it's like, well, it's 3:00. They're not getting home till 5. It's raining. It's cold. I got 2 hours. I can't pick. There's no text. There's no. It was like, am I going to the neighbor's house and call my dad when it's raining to come home and let me in because I forgot the key?
Well, the worst part for me is across from my parents' house was this old World War II vet, a Marine vet, whose favorite thing in the world was to like laugh and make fun of us. Like he'd be watching TV when we were at school, and then as soon as we got home from school, he'd turn off the TV and see what stupid shit we were doing in the front yard. Make sure we didn't kill ourselves. He's like, they're definitely trying, and I'm going to let them do it, and I'm going to laugh. Like, I'm going to tell these stories to the parents afterwards. Miss that old fucker.
So we learned to break into our own houses.
Yeah.
We learned to crawl into that little tiny window that was in the bathroom that wasn't like a normal size window. You had to find a bucket or a couple buckets or, stand on your friend's back and try to crawl inside the tiny little window that you couldn't even, fit into. And then I had the opposite of that was when Dad came home early and we had friends over.
Oh.
And the only way out because the front of the house, it's like, well, Dad's coming from the front door. So you went to the farthest part, which was the back of the house, where the small bathroom was. So everybody snuck out that small window. So it was a matter of, can we get out of the window before Dad comes in? And can they get out of the backyard before Dad goes and checks the backyard? Because he's going to check. And there was lots of close calls of, yeah.
Oh, we had that too. Like we'd be playing some board games or whatnot, and like my dad came home, and it was like, oh shit, my dad's home, and like so our friends went out the back and like went around the side gate. So like he's coming in this side, and they're coming around this side, and they're starting to just like walk down the street, and he's like, my dad knew like they were there for whatever reason. It's like, where the fuck are they? Da 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 da. I was like, fuck, we were just playing board games. Why are you so fucking mad that they're here?
Right.
And like went outside and saw that they were just like barely down the street, and like went and yelled at them for like hanging out. I don't know. My dad was an asshole.
Yeah, I didn't get in trouble for board games. It was legit shit. And it was like, oh shit, hide the bong. That was.
Oh, I know. This is way before all that started happening. Fuck, actually, that's when he was actually cool. It's like, oh, you want to drink together? It's like, okay, that's a little bit better.
Yeah, that wasn't my dad. That was more my mom. I think when I was selling weed, my mom was my biggest customer.
Nice.
Tell me how fucked up that But true story. I don't know. I mean, I
Oh.
still turned out all right.
No,
My name is Stoney. What the fuck did you expect?
my mom's a super prude unless she's around her girls for like girls' weekend.
And then what?
Oh, what happens at girls' weekend stays at girls' weekend.
It's your mama hoe. No,
Only on those weekends, man.
only on those weekends.
Only on no. The rest of the time, like, oh my gosh, she's just a good, like, wholesome woman. But she gets around all of her friends. Woo, doggy.
Is she Catholic or Christian?
Christian.
Okay, I was gonna say that seemed like a behavior of a Catholic girl, or Catholic people, because they just like sin all week long and then go in Sunday and say their Hail Marys and their whatevers and yeah, and so Christians are more, I think, more of forgive and forget, or I don't know.
Mhm.
I'm still trying to figure out my Christianity. I think I'm Christian, but then I don't know. We don't want to turn this to a religious thing because it's almost like talking politics. It can go south real quick.
Oh, I could deconvert you, Stoney.
Hey.
You question your faith? I'll question your faith.
What is your faith? Never mind. We won't go there.
I have no faith, Stoney.
There you go. Yeah, no
I
faith.
have no faith.
I believe in luck. I
mean,
believe in luck, right? Because think about it. You believe in luck. You
I
either
mean,
have.
looking at you, I believe you.
Let me
You can have that. You can have that.
Let me
Stoney,
explain.
For sure.
Let me explain.
I bet you want to explain.
I believe in luck, and why I say that is luck is you either have good luck, or you have bad luck, or you have no luck. But everything revolves around luck. I mean, you have to have some luck at some point, and it's either no luck, good luck, or bad luck. And what? My studio audience.
Bad luck.
You think you have bad luck? I was born with
Oh,
this
she
faith.
definitely has bad luck right now.
Well,
I
I was born with this
know.
face.
Didn't you just kick her out of her room?
What are you talking about? Kick her out of her room.
So our new studio
Oh,
space was
it was
apparently
Jill's craft room.
commandeered.
Yes, okay, I take that back. Yes, this room was the guest room in Jill's craft room. I call it craft room. I don't know what else to call it. Her baseball collection, baseball cards. She loves baseball cards. She has a shitload of baseball cards. But it was her baseball card room, but we kind of took it over and said, we're going to turn this into a studio. And here we are. And thank you very much. I appreciate you. Look, the love of my life. Bending over backwards to make me happy. Well, never mind. We won't go there. That's for a whole nother podcast.
No. But I do like how your normal work setup's like, oh, if you're going to take over that room, your whole setup is going into that room.
Oh, yeah.
For
There's
your
everything.
little, like, oh, I have this little nook so I can still do work while watching TV. Not anymore. That nook is out of here.
Shit, now I'll go. We're done. There's no, just take out. No, let's take it all. You want your room? Take your room. Yes. We can have therapy sessions with Stony Stone and Eric. We can counsel you. We can give you some advice.
Oh, I have plenty of couples counseling under my belt.
Ooh, we should. That's really the next podcast. You want couples counseling? Contact the counseling of Stony Stone, and we will give you marriage counseling at a discount rate. What do you
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No.
think?
No.
I'll brand
How long
anything.
have you been married?
I've been married. Well, okay, so I've been married. Okay. I've been married 34 years, believe it or not. Okay, 34 years.
34 years.
Yeah, but 14 to one and 20 to another. But I've been. I'd love to just fit that in where I can. But 34 years, I've been married. But yeah, we won't. That's a whole nother conversation. But yes, I am happily married for 20 years.
That's good.
Yeah.
At least you're doing better than the last
Ow! Oh, she kicked me in the shit. No, she's over there. That's better than last time, right? I
You
beat the
can
record.
see that she's not just on the other side of the table, dingus.
Oh, I know. Sorry. Hey,
Look at the feet.
it's kind of like that chocolate I came across. Wham! It was an invisible one. The Japanese chocolate. So Mexicans have the
wood
chocolate,
ones?
right?
Yeah.
Right? They throw the
Mhm.
in Mexico. You can see it. The Japanese one, you don't even see that shit coming. It's like you say something, and all of a sudden you're like, bam! It's like freaking ninja comes off and whoosh.
Oh, did you see
Good Good
I
safety
trust
measure.
my Latina wife slash girlfriend, and it was like the guy be sitting there all like, what's his name with the apple, and the wife would just come like every time, just from distance, trick shots, the whole 9 yards,
Yeah.
hitting them every time, hitting the whatever's on the head off perfectly every time. Then, Stoney, then the white people showed up and it was like, "Oh, honey, can you try this?" Back of the head every fucking time. Just whap, just oh. And then it's just like, yeah, you didn't marry a Latina, you're not going to get chancla skills out of it.
Well, my son is most likely going to marry a Latina. I mean, it looks that way. I think he's getting engaged. He bought the engagement ring. He just needs to, like, physically, just pop the question. But they know they're getting married.
Stoney, spoilers? Are you giving out spoilers?
No, it's not a secret.
Because I don't think she's actually going to watch this, but like
No,
it
I
could
don't.
get out there.
No, I don't. It's not a spoiler. They know they're getting married. I mean, she helped pick the ring out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so no, it's not a secret.
Okay, that's a lot better.
They picked the ring. They picked out the ring together, and then they're supposed to get married at some point, and then yeah. So he will definitely learn about the chocolates because he is not Hispanic. He is Portuguese and Czechoslovakian. And even though he looks like me, I had nothing to do with that. I just had all the doing in corrupting him and creating a little bit of a bad driver out there that will be on one of my Stony Stone videos. But no, he's a great kid, and he may be getting married here pretty soon. So, yeah.
Good for him. Good for him.
Yeah. I don't know how we went. We just diverted
Zigzags,
all over the place. This
just
is like
weaving.
Just weaving. Went from Eric in handcuffs to Matt getting married.
Someone maybe
It's kind of like handcuffs.
Married.
Yeah, it's like Matt will
Get married.
Matt
Get
will-
some grandkids.
I want the grandkids. I am so ready. That was kind of cool when I was fishing on Sunday with this little kid, Hudson. It was like he was 6 years old. I'm like, okay, once I have grandkids, how soon can I take the kid fishing? Well, 6 years old is definitely doable.
That should not be the first time.
No, it shouldn't, but I'm just like gauging, right? So I know a 6-year-old can handle the boat. So hopefully their 6-year-old will hopefully be like 3 years old. I'm thinking as soon as they can walk,
Yeah.
right? I even in a little, the car seat thing, right? I'll just put it on the boat and strap them in. Let's go.
Well, you just how much do you want to deal with diapers? And
Okay, we gotta wait till they're out of
that's about
diapers.
it.
So how soon are kids out of diapers? 3, 2, 2
It-
years old. So by 2
It
years old,
depends.
well, it depends as much later in life.
Damn,
But about 2,
that was actually a good one, Stoney. I'm
Right,
impressed.
it's a good safety meeting.
Yeah,
But at 2, they should be out of diapers, right? I mean, if you're still in diapers after 2,
2 to 3 depends on the kid.
were you a 3-year-old one?
No, fuck, I'd go back to diapers right now. Shit.
I think I was like 4. I was like a late one. I was always pissing my pants, I guess. I don't know. I was a late one, but by the time you're right, by the time they're out of diapers, they can at least feed themselves or something.
Well, and you don't want them to be too unsteady on the boat because the big thing is just them falling into the boat.
I got a life jacket on and put a helmet on.
But you still don't want them to fall.
You don't
in
want
there,
them to, but I
It's
mean, I
annoying.
learned how to swim by just getting thrown into the pools. Like, do you know how to swim? Nope. There you are in the deep end going, what the hell? And you learn to swim. I guess they frown on that nowadays.
Because not everyone survives.
Well, that's natural
some
selection.
people don't. No, that's not natural selection.
Well, what if you fell in the
That's
river?
your selection.
If you fell in the river and you didn't know how to swim, you're either going to learn to swim or you're going to die. So
You know,
that
there's a
becomes
thing
sexual.
called currents that even with a life jacket, they can just be like gone.
Right. So they took you out. You were dumb enough to fall in the river. And you didn't survive. So I think that's where you just start to weed
Very
out the
pro-life of you. Very pro-life.
I am pro-life, but I'm pro-smart life. I think we baby people too much.
You
and-
just want to do 1,000 Ways to Die?
Well, you put labels on everything; they don't learn. It's like I remember back in Marysville, my sister let my nephew Brandon stay over. He was about 7, right? 6, 7, and we had a bunch of empty boxes in the garage from something we bought. There's a bunch of boxes, and he was totally into like car washes for some reason. He wanted to build a car wash in the garage. So I got him an X-Acto knife, blade. I'm like, okay, Brandon, here's how you cut the cardboard. He's like, okay, Uncle Sonny, thank you. And I just left him alone, right? Left him alone in the garage by himself at 7 years old, 8 years old, 7, I think he's 7, with a blade, cutting up cardboard to make his car wash. So I come in the house, Jill's all, where's Brandon? I'm like, he's in the garage. Well, what's he doing? I'm all, he's cutting up cardboard. With what? A knife. What? You left him? I'm like, he's going to learn. He's going to either not cut himself or cut himself. But if he cuts himself, I bet you won't do it again.
Well, yeah, because he might be dead.
Okay, but
he could bleed out. Is it an X-Acto knife?
My point is, he's 13 now. He didn't bleed out. He didn't cut himself. He did nick himself a little bit. He says, look, Uncle Stoney, I cut my finger. I'm all, did it hurt? He's all, yeah. I'm all, did you do it again? He said, no. And I'm like, he learned.
You are right about the lucky.
You gotta have luck, right? So I have a lot of good luck, but
obviously.
But I'm just saying, my Gen X brain is like, I think we're too soft on people, and we get a little hard, and my kids are probably not going to let me watch their kids ever unsupervised. Mom, grandma will always have to be there.
Causing trauma shouldn't be a fun exercise.
Hey, I've had lots of trauma growing up.
Yeah, exactly.
And I turned out all right, I think.
Well, not if you want to cause people trauma.
I don't want to cause them. I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what you described. It's like, ooh, I can't wait to cause some trauma.
No.
Like, ooh.
Is that how it came across?
That's exactly how it came across.
I'm not looking to cause trauma. I'm just saying.
That's exactly what you're saying.
Wow. When are you teaming up? And look, I'm getting picked on. I'm being bullied. Quit bullying
See,
me.
exactly. Every time.
And that's how it would happen today. I'm being bullied. I'm like, no.
Gen Xers are the biggest bullies, but you can just poke back. They're like,
I don't. So you think I would just...
You'll have a total meltdown.
Who? Me?
No.
Oh.
Gen Xers?
Yeah. I'm a Gen Xer, but I don't melt down, do I? Oh, wait. Okay, we got a few minutes left. Now you're like, whoo, tell me. So how am I a... I love this part of the conversation.
What's next?
What, we're going to switch gears?
I don't know. We got 10 minutes left. What do you have left?
I told you we're going to talk about me being a Gen X and what your comment was. You don't want to answer that.
I don't remember what the question was.
See, that's what happens when the safety meeting happens. Oh, we need another safety meeting.
Do I have any?
We don't have anything else. So.
Oh, I had notes. Hold on, there might be more.
Eric
notes.
actually took notes.
Well, when I'm driving, I have thoughts.
Thoughts. Me too. It's usually about
almost
in front of me.
No, just almost getting arrested. Oh, shameless plugs. Shameless plugs. Shame. Look Behind film on Indiegogo. You just have to search Look Behind film. Be the first thing that pops up. We're getting just give us that post-production money, please. Please. Stoney, shameless plug.
Shameless plug. So I do have a project that's kind of a shameless plug for Blue Dream Productions. I'm actually working on trying to get Catfish Wars, the movie, to become reality.
Catfish Wars? What's that?
I'm so glad you asked. But I've been kicking this around for a while. I think we got it worked out. So you're going to have to wait to find out what's going on with Catfish Wars. But I've got a cast of characters I'm going to be reaching out to follow around for a Catfish tournament. And that's in the works. So I will be kind of getting that started, reaching out to a few of the teams and seeing if they want to participate. And then we'll work on getting things started. I know this was going to be a next year's project. But it could be a this year project if we can pull this off. So stay tuned to find out more details about that, but it may happen a lot sooner than you think. And so stay tuned for that. Other plugs, I got so many people I could plug. Kevin Brock, great fishing guide product. Check out fishkevinbrock.com. Big supporter, do a lot of films with him, as well as Golden State Sport Fishing. Johnson's Bait and Tackle. Let me see, the list goes on. Champions Carpet Cleaning and more, and Champions Cleaning Solutions, and Time Hatter Productions.
Oh yeah, don't
and-
forget Time Hatter Productions for all your time traveling needs.
And anybody I forget, we will definitely pick you up. I'll hook 'em big rod, and racks, and snag 'em and bag 'em.
Snag and bag 'em.
Snag 'em, bag 'em, custom leaders. And what's cool with them is if you go to their website and use promo code Stony Stone, you get 15% off all of your product needs. Yes. So anyway, yep.
Plug away.
Plug away. Love supporting small business. That's what personally,
Mhm.
on a personal level, I'm about small business. Anything I can do to support them. In fact, tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., I go to a networking group for small businesses. Another shameless plug. Gold Star.
Shameless plug.
Yeah, Gold Star Networking. Come and be my special guest, and show up at 7 o'clock in Rancho Cordova. If you're really interested, I'll give you the address, but it's a Better Business Bureau right now. Come as my guest. Come and find out what we're about and grow your business. So there you go. Anyway,
Anything else?
I'm tapped out. It's been a great week. Jill's health is back on track, and we're getting that all figured out, and business is starting to pick up, and fishing's been great, and you're great, and Odie's passed out great, and yeah. So
Oh, pod dog. Oh, wait.
and wait, there's
That's
more.
right. There is more.
Oh, look, see, now we made him a super producer.
So, Stony,
Yes, sir.
Halloween is right around the corner.
Yes, Halloween.
And, there's that whole thing about, like, people are putting drugs
Yes.
in the candies. You better check the candies because they're going to spend millions or thousands of dollars to drug your kids. You've heard that, right?
Drugs
Oh,
are
my-
expensive.
Yeah, who's doing that? You want to know who's doing it?
Who's doing it?
It was one guy down in Texas, and the only reason he was doing it was to get a life insurance policy off of his kids.
one
That was
one
the
sick
whole
person.
point. Yeah.
And it went like world or
No, it's
nationwide.
worldwide for decades now.
Yeah.
It was another one of those like 80 scares where it got on the news and it's like, oh my God, protect your children. There's a case of a poisoning. And it's like, no, the guy who did it was the dad himself. It wasn't some stranger giving away their drugs. Like, who gives away their drugs, especially to kids? That's like the dumbest thing.
I would never give my drugs away to kids. I mean,
Yeah.
I would just take. Not that I do drugs. I'm just saying if I did,
Yeah.
weed's not a drug, is it?
I think
No.
parents back in the 80s and 90s just used
The
it
Gen
as an
X?
excuse.
The Gen X?
Yeah, the
The
Gen
Gen
X
X?
parents used it as an excuse just to thumb through all the good stuff out of their kids' candy bags.
Well, now that I think back, I don't think I ever used that excuse, but I went along with it because I wanted to get that candy for myself. And,
Yeah.
and every time I went
Uh-huh.
through those bags of candy, I don't think I ever found a razor blade or never found any drugs. And I was like disappointed going, I need to find the drugs and then find the razor blade for the drugs. And none of it ever happened. So
Mhm.
it was a disappointment all the way around.
Yeah. So
Anyway,
it's all
yes.
just
It's all
just
smoke and
more
mirrors.
media fucking nonsense. Don't trust. No one wants to give your kids drugs.
No.
Chances are your kids are already on better drugs.
Adderall,
Yeah.
Ritalin,
Yeah.
doctor prescribed stuff.
I mean, that's the really good shit. Like Oxycontin is just like double the power of heroin.
Okay, I've never done that.
Oh wait,
Uh-oh.
we actually have our first.
Hola, si
Comment.
tan amigos. ¿Cómo estás?
Hola.
Look, he's like, he sees two Mexican guys on a podcast, and all of a sudden he wants to type fucking Spanish. And puto means coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
Was that what they told you?
no, that's what I told my son when he was playing baseball. He's in high school, and he was taking Spanish.
hmm
And I said, hey, Matthew, you really want to impress your baseball coach? Because he had a Mexican baseball coach. They called him Chewy.
hmm
He said, you want to impress Chewy? He said, go up to him next practice and call him coach in Spanish. He's all, oh, really? I'm like, yeah. He's all, well, what do I say in Spanish? I'm like, puto. He's all, puto, coach. It means the same thing. So when you see him, just say, hey, puto. He's all right. So I went to go
Teaching them the good life lessons, I see.
No, that's a Gen X parent, right? So I see him. I go pick him up.
Again, you keep using that word in a way that seems like it's a good thing, but you keep describing terrible things.
It's not terrible. It's funny because I go pick him up from practice and he's running laps. And I start laughing a little bit.
Oh, yeah, no shit, he's running laps. Of course he's running laps. Why wouldn't he be running laps?
That was the point. But so I asked Chewy, hey, why is my son running laps? And he just looked at me.
Oh, I wonder why he's running laps.
And he just looked at me and laughed because he knew exactly why. And he knew exactly where it came from. And he made him run anyway. But I don't know. I thought it was funny. I'm a bad parent.
No, just a bad person.
Just a bad person. Has
Just
nothing
general.
There's nothing about being a bad parent. You're just a bad person all the way around.
Just in general.
I can't deny that. I don't know. I try.
Can't take you anywhere, Stoney, I swear.
Hey, even in my own house, it's all
No.
good. No, it's all good. Anyway, I think we are at the top of the hour. It is, oh, look at that, right? Almost at 8 o'clock. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, where do I even look?
Close it out right here.
All right, closing out. Thank you for watching A Minute with Stoney Stone. Glad you be part of the show. Every Monday at 7 p.m., we will go live just like we are now, and hopefully we find some entertaining subjects for you. And check us out, and like, subscribe, follow, and join along. Give us your ideas for the podcast, and we'll try to incorporate those ideas and talk about something you might be interested in. That's it. Until next time, A Minute with Stoney Stone and Eric, Time Hatter.
Yeah, out the way. Yeah, yeah.